even though the show is on Facebook, doesn't mean you can't get a cooking demonstration too. So I'm going to show you what we're going to make for dinner tonight. We're going to have chicken pot pie that's done in our crock here. So I'll go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is we're going to chop up a few little potatoes with our utility knife and cutting board. So I'll just go ahead and do that real quick. Just going to make them into little cubes. We're going to get them started on the stove. And the cool thing about the crock is that you can put it in the stove, in the microwave, in the oven. You can even put it in the refrigerator and the freezer and the dishwasher, which is great for me because my husband will tell you I hate washing dishes. That's his job and that will forever be his job. So I'm just going to get these started in the crock on the stove and then finish it up in the oven. So we got one potato down. And I'm just cooking them here on medium-high heat so they get a little bit soft. And if anybody works and tries to get dinner on the table, we all know it's a challenge. So the crock saves you some steps and some dishes. You can start it all in one pot and finish it in the same pot. So I'll go ahead and finish these up here. Alright, I think 2 potatoes will do. I'm halving the recipe here because it's just 2 of us for now. So while those get going, I'm going to make our sauce. We have our batter bowl here. And I'm just going to put in 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Pull this out here. And this is a recipe I got off of my favorite recipe book in the world, Pinterest. So the fun thing about all of our Pampered Chef products is you can use Pampered Chef recipes, or you can use recipes that are favorites or recipes that you've found online and modify them for these different products that we have here. So I'm also going to add 3/4 of a cup of milk. Again, I'm halving this recipe. So I'm using our measuring cup here, liquids on one side and solids on the other. So we'll go ahead and put it in the liquid side. We'll pull it up to, I think I got this wrong, so let me put this in there the right way. Every time you wash it, you want to make sure that you put it in correctly. So the liquids is the blue, and you want to have the cup facing up. So I'll put in 3/4 of a cup. Probably can't see my face. Okay. And we'll do 3/4 of a cup for the chicken broth also. I use chicken broth from the box because I don't have time to make it at home. And that'll be another 3/4 of a cup. Okay. I'm also going to throw in some salt and pepper. So we have our pepper grinder here. And this usually sits on my kitchen table, but since I'm cooking with it, I bring it over to the stove. And I'm going to throw in some thyme leaves. And these are just regular dried thyme leaves. And we're not going to measure, so it's about a handful. My potatoes are sizzling, so I'm going to give them a quick stir and grab my whisk at the same time. Get that going there. And we'll whisk together our sauce. Oh, I almost forgot the sour cream, so let me get that out too. Way in the back here. We're going to do 1/2 cup of sour cream. This is 8 ounces, so I'm just going to put it in our liquid measuring cup here. I guess sour cream is a liquid, sort of. And I think that's about 1/2 cup. That's a full cup, but we can always just work with what we have. So we'll just mix it all together there. The great thing about this batter bowl is that it has a spout, so it's perfect for it also has this little resting thing here for your thumb. Go ahead and get that going. So now that that's all mixed up, I'm going to come back to our potatoes. Give them a quick little stir. Alright, and then now I'll talk about my chicken. So this is chicken that I've already roasted and shredded. I've roasted a whole chicken in our deep covered baker. Earlier this week I posted the recipe for the chicken in the deep covered baker, 30 minutes in the microwave. We had chicken one night, roast chicken one night, and then I shredded the rest of it so we could have it for recipes like this. So I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken to the potatoes. Get those going a little bit. I'm also going to add half a bag of frozen mixed vegetables. They've been sitting out for a little while, so they're about half thawed. I'm going to put in about half the bag. Give it a little stir to let it thaw out just a little bit more. Okay. Now we're going to add our sauce. We'll just pour it in here. And sizzle. And give it a good stir. You want to get it all over, and I've got it all over the crock, so I'll go ahead and clean that up. We'll get it warmed through a little bit while we work on our crust. There you go. Messes happen in the kitchen. We gotta get used to that. Alright, so now we're going to work on our crust. And we're going to use these popping crescent rolls for our crust. I use the reduced calorie because, well, you can save calories somewhere. It's always a good thing. So just always here, and I might jump just to let you all know. Okay, didn't do too bad. We're just going to roll out this crescent roll and make strips. So we're going to do a lattice crust here. Make it look a little fancy for this dinner that didn't take you too long. You're just going to want to press the seams together a little bit. Make sure that they're one big sheet. And since we're using the rock crock and it's a little bit shorter than a regular 13 by 9 pan, I'm going to cut them short ways. So I'll use my pizza cutter. And we'll just do little strips. Our cutting board does have a measuring tool, so I'm going to do about 1/4 inch on the strips. Just take it all the way. And they definitely don't have to be perfect as long as you get them cut. And we're going to want to lower our rock crock there so things don't get burnt. We'll give it another good stir. And we'll make our lattice top. So we'll take these apart and just layer them, kind of cutting as you need to. You can even tuck them in a little bit. And instead of latticing all the way, I'm just going to crisscross to save a little bit of time. Alright. Just a few more here. Tuck it in. It's going to puff up and be nice and flaky, like those crescent rolls. This one's a little big. I'm going to cut this in half. Just tuck it in there. These ones will use 4 sides. So as you can see here, we have our pot pie. I'm going to put it into a preheated 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes, just to let it heat all the way through and get nice and crispy. So we'll see you in about 20 minutes.